Welcome to Wrestling Junkie. We're going to be doing something a little bit different today. This is our Dave Meltzer star rating quiz, I guess you could say, where we both pick 7 matches each, so 14 in total. And he's going to give me 7, I'm going to give him 7, and we have to guess the star rating of the match that they asked us for. And our point system is going to be you get 1 point if you get it within a .5, and you'll get 2 points if you get it spot on. Now, if you know about Dave Meltzer's star rating, it goes by .25, so you get a 1.25, 1.5, 1.75, and so on and so forth. But yeah, without further ado, we're just gonna jump straight into it, and let's see who knows a little bit more wrestling than the other, I guess.
And for our first match, it will be for him, and we have Becky Lynch versus Bianca Belair at SummerSlam 2022. And what do you think the star rating for this match was?
Alright, so when we watched this, I remember doing our review for it, and this was like, I think both of our favorite match of that pay-per-view.
I think it was I think you said all your favorite. This is my top 2 for me. Yeah. So yeah, we both. This is for both of us. This is both regarded as one of our best matches on the card and best matches of the entire year. I think this was also one of our candidates for matches of the year as well. So
yeah, so it was really good. This is also the match where Bailey and everybody came out after the match. Bailey, Dakota Kai, and Io Sky, they all came out after. So are we including that?
I'm pretty sure he includes the entire segment of the show. So it would be between them from their intros out to until everybody and that segment is gone. So
okay. Well, obviously the match was amazing. The Bailey return with Dakota Kai and Io Sky coming out was also amazing. So this is gonna be a high rated match, I would think. I'm gonna go with 4.25.
Okay, so you do get 1 point. The match was rated a 4-star match. It was a very good match. This is one of the matches that I think a lot of people wanted it to be higher because of it. One being an actual great match, and then also you're surprised that really no one it went under the radar of not happening. So yeah, so you'll have 1 point.
Alright, and this is going to be my first match for him to guess the star rating, and this is Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre, SummerSlam 2020. So yeah, what do you think?
So I'm trying this is one of the matches where I can't remember too much that happened from this match if I'm being completely honest. But knowing that it's Drew and Roman, this is pandemic era, so this would have been after Roman had returned and would have been starting his streak. I would believe. So this would make me believe. I don't think it would be under. I don't think it's under 2.5. So I'm between 2.5, and I know it's not gonna be 5 stars. So I'm between 2.5 and 4 right now. That's like my range right now. If I had to guess, I'll go with a 3.25.
Alright, you actually get no points.
Ooh.
It's a 4.25.
Oh, okay.
So you had it rated pretty high. This was
okay.
I'm kind of like you. I didn't remember much from the match, but yeah, he rated this one pretty high. This
one I'm gonna have to go back and watch and this would be a good refresher for us as well because I'm probably not gonna remember every single bit of the matches, so make me want to go back and watch some of them. But yeah, so man, I'm at 0 points. And for our next match for you have Rock versus Mankind at Royal Rumble 1999 in an I Quit match. So
for those of you who don't know, this is one of my favorite matches ever. I just love going back and watching this whole pay-per-view. Honestly, not even just this match, but the Royal Rumble was great. The D'Lo Brown and Jeff Jarrett match was actually pretty good as well. There's a couple matches on here that I actually really enjoyed. But yeah, I'm assuming obviously this is gonna be pretty high. I don't know how he would rate, The Rock smacking him with a chair 20 times in the head while he's handcuffed. I don't know if that would bring it down or up. No telling. WWE was different back then. I'm assuming it'll be high. I don't think it'll be too high, though. I'm gonna go 3.75.
And you get 2 points if you get it exactly right. So yeah, you're up on a 3-0 lead right now. It is not looking too great for me right now. Yeah, we're not making a comeback here.
Alright, and this is going to be my second one for you. And this is New Day versus Revival TLC 2019.
Okay.
So this is right before pandemic era, like
Yeah.
right next to it, a few months away.
Yeah. So Revival, now known as FTR, one of my favorite tag teams right now. New Day, one of my favorite tag teams and like factions of all time. Now, it's also a TLC match, but Dave Meltzer, he isn't a big fan, or he doesn't really rate like stipulation type matches like very high, I don't believe, unless they're obviously really, really good. TLC's, obviously, behind us you can see the picture we have. We have Cash Wheeler doing a dive on Big E through a ladder. Now, I'm going to go with... I'm going to go 3.25.
Alright, you get 1 point. The answer was 3.75.
Okay. Alright. Hey, at least I didn't go scoreless this game. That's the only thing that matters. No one can say I'm off like this, okay? But, okay. So 1 point. Okay. Alright, not bad. And for your third match, we have the Men's War Games match from Survivor Series 2022. Obviously, you have the Usos versus you had Kevin Owens, you had Drew McIntyre, you had Sheamus, you had Butch, you had Ridge Holland. Who do you have? What is your star? What is your guess?
I have a feeling that he didn't rate this high, even though I would have rated it high. Potentially he gave it a boost because of the ending where, you know, he let the Usos like kind of handle business on Kevin Owens. So potentially the star rating went up because of that, because of the whole storyline behind it. I'm gonna go 3.25.
Okay, so this is your first 0-point round.
Damn.
And he rated this at 4.25. So
Wow.
actually fairly high. Dave Meltzer is a guy who does, I think, rate storyline into things a lot, and this was like, I'm not saying the peak of the Bloodline storyline, but this was obviously, you're getting towards your peak. This is when Sammy this is where he finally got his he got the trust in Jay. So this was kind of a big night for the storyline. So, but yeah, he rated this at 4.25, and yeah, your first scoreless round.
And for those of you who don't know, also, I just want to add this in. I do not look at Dave Meltzer's star ratings ever. Literally, my first time ever looking at it was to make this video here. So I don't know any information about him, how he does his ratings. I'm just kind of going off what I would rate the match, basically. Alright, so for your third, we have CM Punk versus John Cena, Night of Champions 2012. So this is my farthest back one that I go for this video. So yeah, what do you think the star rating would be?
Okay, so obviously CM Punk, this was probably, this is definitely the peak of his career at this point. Obviously this is after their match at Money in the Bank. So that match is one of the very few 5-star matches that Dave Meltzer gave around this time period for WWE, so I know it's not a 5. Now, whether or not this is a 4, I'm tempted because I know John Cena and CM Punk have good chemistry together, and they have said together that they enjoyed working together. So, but did it get together on that night? I'm going to go with a 3.75.
Alright, so you're going to get 1 point again. He actually rated pretty high. It was a 4.25.
Okay. Alright, I'll take that. Again, as long as we're getting at least 1 point, those build up after a little while. So you still have a chance to make the comeback. But yeah. So for your next match, we have Mr. McMahon versus Pat McAfee at last year's WrestleMania at Night 2. Now, what do you rate this match?
Obviously, this one's going to be low. How low? Probably pretty low. Okay, that's definitely a tricky one. Is it a 2? Is it a 1? Is it a 0.25? I'll go with a 0.75.
Okay. Now, I have kind of messed you up here. you did get 0 points for this one. It is a negative 2 stars. Yes, that is. So this match, there's very rare matches that are negative stars, and yes, this is one of the very few of them. Yes, negative 2 stars for I think over a 70-year-old Vince McMahon and Pat McAfee, who I think had just returned at this time or something like that.
Yeah.
So yeah.
For your next one, this is Money in the Bank 2021, Mysterios versus Usos. So yeah, this is pre-split, obviously, between Ray and Dominic. Mm-hmm. Usos obviously been on top for a very long time now, so they were still like a top tag team at the time. Mm-hmm. And this is Money in the Bank. So what do you think?
So obviously, Usos are one of the best tag teams in the world right now, and will probably go down in history as one of the best of all time. Ray and Dominic during this time they're both baby faces, obviously, and they're kind of being pushed kind of heavy. Especially Dominic, they wanted to really like push him towards like a main event / like high mid-level spot. But did they deliver? Now, I'm gonna go with a 3.5.
And you got it spot on. That's 2 points.
Okay, there we go. So now I'm at 4 points, I believe.
Yep.
And you're at 3 points. So, hey, we made the comeback. That's very nice.
3-1 comeback.
Okay. And for your next match, we have Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair at this past year's WrestleMania. Yeah, what do you rate this one?
Alright, so I enjoyed it for sure. It was a really good match. I feel like this is a tricky one because I would rate it pretty high, but from some of the ratings that we've done so far, I feel like maybe he was a little lower than what I would put it. So I'm going to go with an even 4.
Okay, so you are going to get 0 points for this one. Now, I'm pretty sure, if you in the comments you can fact check me, but as of right now, I'm pretty sure this is the highest rated women's match of all time, and is a 4.75. So an almost 5-star match, and honestly, this should be a 5-star match in my opinion. This was a phenomenal match. Rhea getting the win was amazing, great moment. But yeah, 4.75.
I was originally going to say that too, but I felt like he would have put it a little lower than me because his like standards are like really high.
Yeah.
But yeah, underrated Dave Meltzer, I guess. Alright, so for your next one, this is Bayley versus Asuka, SummerSlam 2020, middle of pandemic era. What do you think?
Okay, so this is another one of those matches where I don't know too much about, because this was during the time where I wasn't watching too much wrestling during the pandemic era, which I kind of do regret, and this is one of the things I'm trying to catch up on now. Now, obviously, it's Asuka, one of the best of all time. Bayley, one of the best of all time. This can go, I feel like it can be either relatively high, like I'm thinking like a 3.5 and up, or maybe maybe less than a 2-star maybe. However, in my head, knowing what Asuka and Bayley could do, I'm gonna go with a 3-star match, 3 flat.
Alright, you're gonna get 1 point. It was 3.25.
Okay, all right, that's not bad. All right, I feel like this is one of the ones I definitely need to go rewatch, because I feel like this. Knowing that Dave Meltzer gave this a 3.75, this could definitely either be a
3.25.
Oh, 3.25, my bad. This can definitely be like probably closer to a 4-star match, knowing how Dave Meltzer rates some of his matches. But yeah, it's definitely one I'll have to rewatch.
Yeah.
And for your next match, we have JBL versus Big Show in a steel cage with barbed wire on the top. Now, this match was kind of infamous for the ending. It had Big Show chokeslam JBL through the ring, and then JBL crawled through the bottom and would win the match. What do you think Dave Meltzer gave this match?
Going off of, once again, what we've seen here today, because I do not look at his ratings, I would think that he wouldn't like the gimmicky in kind of. But I feel like the match, because I did see this match and I do slightly remember it. I do feel like it was pretty good, in my opinion, at least. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with a 3.25.
Okay, you're gonna go on continue your 0 point streak. This is actually a 2-star match. He gave us a full 2 stars.
Done.
Yeah, so
Giving too much credit. Too much credit, man. Alright, for your next one, we have Seth Rollins versus Dominic Mysterio, SummerSlam 2020. So this is like towards the start of Dominic. Probably was in there for a couple months by now. But yeah, this is towards the start. Obviously, Seth Rollins is one of, I think, both of our favorites, like in all of WWE or wrestling in general. So, what do you think?
So now, if my memory does serve me right, they would have a feud, or it was the Mysterios versus Seth Rollins in like a feud at this time, and they would have another match or not necessarily Dom and Seth and Ray had a match at Extreme Rules. Now, I'm assuming this would be towards the start of the feud. This is a very young Dominic, and he wasn't very good at this time. At least his mic skills weren't the greatest, and his in-ring was definitely... You can definitely tell he was newer and fresh in the wrestling business. So, I feel like this is towards like a 2-star, maybe a high 1-star, lower 2-star. So I'm gonna go with a 2.5.
You're gonna get 0 points for this one. This was actually rated pretty high. At a 3.75.
Okay. Okay, my bad. I disrespected Dominic. Should have put more respect on him and Seth Rollins' name. And for my final match for you, you have Al Snow versus Big Boss Man at Unforgiven 1999 in a Kennel from Hell match. Now, this match has a very infamous storyline going into it. And this one is notorious for being, one
of the worst matches ever in WWE history.
The idea wasn't necessarily there, and the execution of the match was not very good. So,
I'll never forget the dog taking a crap on the outside of the ring as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So Al Snow, he actually was pretty good. Big Boss Man, on the other hand,
especially during this time, he was getting a bit older. Just kind of where he started gaining a lot more weight and got a bit bigger. So,
yeah. So, obviously this is gonna be low. Like, even if the match was good, it was gonna be low regardless because of the match type, and the stipulations and everything. So it'll be negative. How negative, though, is the question. I'm just gonna go negative. Alright, so Mr. McMahon and Pat McAfee got a -2, correct?
They did.
I feel like this is on the same level as that. Similar. So I'll just go with that. I'll just go with a -2.
Okay, so you are going to get 0 points. It was a -3. Even worse than the Pat McAfee Mystery Man match. Somehow a Al Snow who was towards his peak, I would say, I don't know necessarily, and Big Boss Man who was towards the end of his career at this point, where somehow put on a worse match than the guy who was running the show and Mr. McMahon and Pat McAfee. So, yeah.
So I already lost because of what the scoreboard is right now, but I'll still continue to give you your final quick. Okay, so for your final one is Becky Lynch versus Natalya, SummerSlam 2019. Okay. Yeah, what do you think?
So I've already won, so it doesn't necessarily matter. However, I like to run up the scoreboards. Now, I believe this is when Natalia was kind of getting a push. Now, I don't. I'm not going to ask you, but I'm just going to throw it out there. If you want to answer it, you can. Was this for a championship?
No.
Okay, it wasn't. Okay. So obviously Becky's one of the best, and Natalia has been doing it for a long time and has been very solid throughout her entire career. 2019 Becky Natalia SummerSlam. I'm gonna go with 3.5.
You would get 1 point.
Okay.
It was 3.25.
Okay. All right, I'll take that. Not a pretty good match, I'm guessing. So.
Alright, so the final score is going to be you 6 and me 3.
Okay.
I failed miserably considering the start I had getting one spot on. I believe I was the only one to get one spot on. I believe.
I think I got one correct on the dot. I think.
Yeah, but either way, you won by double the points I had. But yeah, this was a fun video. If y'all like this style of video and y'all want to see more of these, let us know in the comments and the like button. That'll let us know that you do enjoy this kind of content. And yeah, we'll be sure to put out another one if you guys did enjoy it. But yeah, before we go, please leave a like and subscribe once again. It'll help us know that you like our content and everything. And yeah, we'll catch you in the next video.